Alrighty, everybody. To those who are ready in the live stream, we will be starting shortly. I am just going to take my Bible out of my bag and let people have time to join our live stream, as well as get settled if they're already joined. And I'll have y'all enjoy the running stream of water that you're currently viewing while I set up. So, for those who quickly clicked on the live and have not read the title, today we'll be reading Psalm 1 through Psalm 10, which in my Bible goes a little past 2 pages. Alrighty. So we're going to begin with Psalm 1, which is titled Blessings on the Godly. And it's 6 verses long. So here we go. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor seated in the seat of the scourgeful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteousness. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. So that was Psalm 1. And the next we are going to read is Psalm 2, which is 12 verses long, and it is titled, at least in my Bible, God's Son Shall Reign. Why do the heathens rage, and the people image a vain thing? Imagine a vain thing. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder, and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in desirance. Then shall he speak upon them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son, the day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathens for thine inheritance, and the upmost and the uttermost parts of the earth of thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and ye perish from the way when his wrath is kind but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. All right, so that was Psalm 2. And now we are going to go on to reading Psalm 3, which is 8 verses long. Psalm 3 is titled, "The Lord Protects His People," a psalm of David when he fled from Absalom, his son. When he fled from his son. All right, we're going to start with Psalm 3. Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. May there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me. Thou art a shield for me, my glory and the lifter up of my head. I cried out unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. I laid me down and slept, awakened, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000 thousands of people that have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for thou hast smitten all my enemies upon the cheekbone. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongeth upon the Lord. Thy blessing is upon thy people. That was Psalm 3, the Lord protects his people. Now we will be reading Psalm 4, safety in the Lord, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. This one's 8 verses long as well. Here we go. Psalm 4. Hear me when I call, O God of my righteousness. Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. O ye sons of man, how long will ye turn my glory into shame? How long will ye love vanity and seek after leasing? But now that the Lord hath set apart him that is godly for himself, the Lord will hear when I call unto him. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord. There be many that say, who will show us any good? Lord, lift thou up to the light of thy countenance upon us. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makes me dwell in safety. That was Psalm 4. Now we'll continue on to Psalm 5. God abhors wickedness. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. This one is 12 verses long. And here we go. Psalm 5. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditation. Hearken, hear upon the voice of my cries, my King and my God, for unto thee will I pray. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning, O Lord. In the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee and will look up. For thou art not a God that has his pleasure in wickedness, shall not, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hasest all workers of iniquity. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear will I worship towards thy holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness, because of my enemies. Make thy way straight before my face, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open scruple. They flare with their tongue. Destroy thou them, O God. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out in the multitude of thy transgressions, for they have rebelled against thee. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them even shout for joy, because thy defenses them. Let them also that love thy name be joy in thee, for thou, Lord, will bless the righteous, and favor will thou compass him as with a shield. That was Psalm 5. The next thing I would be reading, the next passage, would be Psalm 6, which is 10 verses long, titled A Plea for Mercy. Here we go. Psalm 6. O Lord, rebuke me not in thy anger, neither chase me into thy hot displeasure. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are vexed. My soul is also sore vexed, but thou, O Lord, how long? Return, O Lord, deliver my soul. O save me from thy mercy's sake. For the death there is no remembrance of thee. In the grave who shall give thee thanks? I am weary with my groaning. All the night make I my bed to swim. I water my couch with my tears. Mine eye is consumed because of grief. It waxes old because of all my enemies. Depart from me, all ye workers of integrity. For the Lord has heard the voice of my weeps. The Lord, thou heard my supplication. The Lord will receive my prayer. Let all my enemies be ashamed and sorrow vexed. Let them return and be ashamed suddenly. That was Psalm 6. And now we are going to read Psalm 7, which is 17 verses, titled A Plea for Protection from Enemies. All right, we're going to be reading Psalm 7 right now. O Lord my God, In thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me and deliver me, lest he tear my soul like a lion, renting in it in pieces, while there is none to deliver. O Lord my God, if I have done this, if there be iniquity in my hands, if I have received evil unto him that was at peace with me, I have delivered him that without cause is my enemy. Let the enemy persecute my soul and take it, let him thread down my life onto the world and onto the earth and lay me honor in the dust. Arise, O Lord, in thy anger, lift up thyself because of the rage of my enemies, and awake for me to the judgment that thou have commanded. So shall the congregation of the people compass thee about for their sakes. Therefore, return thou on high. The Lord shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness and according to my integrity that is in me. Let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, for the righteousness God trideth the heart and reigns. My defense is of God, which saveth the upright in heart. God judges the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will wither his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it already. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the prosecutors. Behold, he travelleth with integrity, and has convinced mischief and brought forward falsehood. He made a pit and dug it, and is fallen onto the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violence dealing shall come down upon his own pact. I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. We just finished Psalm 7. Next, we'll be reading Psalm 8, God's excellent name, which is 9 verses long. Here is Psalm 8. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth, who has set thy glory above the heavens. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength because of thine enemies, that thou mightest still the enemy and the avenger. When I consider thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained, what is man that thou art mindful of him, and the Son of Man that thou visitest him? For thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, and has crowned him with the glory and honor. Thou made him to have domain over the works of thy hand. Thou hast put all things under his feet, all sheep and ox, and the beast of the field, the fowl of the air, and the fish of the sea, and whatever so passes through the paths of the sea. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. We just finished Psalm 8, and we'll be continuing with Psalm 9, praises of God's judgment, which is 20 verses long. Shortly, we'll be beginning that. Okay, we'll be starting Psalm 9. I will praise thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will show forward all thy marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, O thou most high. When my enemies are so turned back, they shall fall perish at thy presence. For thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou sat in the throne, judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a to an end, and thou hast destroyed cities, and their memorial is perished with them. But the Lord shall endure forever. He has prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in righteousness, in uprightness. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of struggle. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seeks thee. Sing praises to the Lord, which dwell in Zion. Declare among the people his doing, which he makes inquisition for blood. He remembers them. He forgotten not the cry of the humble. Plead for God's salvation. This is at the start of verse 13 of Psalm 9. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble which I suffered of them that hate me. Thou that lifts me up to the gates of death, that I may show forward all thy praises in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathens have sunken down in the pit that they made, in the nest which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forgot God. For the needy shall not always be forgotten, the exception of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heath be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. That was Psalm 9. And now we'll be reading our last passage, Psalm 10, which is 18 verses long and is broken up into two parts. Verses 1 through 11, the oppression of the poor, and then 12 through 18, a plea of judgment of the wicked. We'll be starting with the first part. So, here's Psalm 10. Why stand thou afar off, O Lord? Thou hide thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride do prosecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined, for the wicked boast of his heart's desires, and blessed the courageous, the covenant, whom the Lord upheard. The wicked through the pride of his content will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. For all of his enemies he puffs at them. He had said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in advocacy. His mouth is full of curses and deeds and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sits in the lurking places of villages, in the secret places thou he murdered the innocent. His eyes are set against the poor. He lies in waiting secretly as a lion in his den. He lie in wait to catch the poor. He do catch the poor when he draw him into his nest. He crouch and humbles himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He had said in his heart, God had forgotten. He hide his face. He will never see it. And now on to part 2 of Psalm 10, starting at verse 12. Arise, O Lord, O God, lift up thy hand, forget not the humble. Wherefore do the wicked command God? He has said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief and spite, to require it with thy hand. The poor commit himself unto thee. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. Break thou the arm of the wicked and the evil man. Seek out his wickedness till thou find none. The Lord is king forever and ever. The heat will perish out of his hand. Lord, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt protect their hearts. Thou wilt cause thine ears to hear, to judge the fatherless in oppression, that the man of the earth may no more oppress. All right, we just finished our last reading. That was Psalm 10. If you're just joining us now, be sure to wind the live stream back to the first reading of Psalm, or you could skip around and find any Psalm 1 through 10 that you would like to hear. It's all in this recording, read aloud to you, with this beautiful scenery of the water, with a stream of water running down over the rocks. If you did enjoy, be sure to subscribe and have your notifications turned on so you know when we go live, as well as post videos on Power of Prayer. Also, be sure to share with others that may need this channel. And we'll see y'all next time. Also, be sure to look at our other videos by clicking on the channel page or by typing Power of Prayer in YouTube search. All right. Thank you for your time, and we'll see y'all next time.